So hard to believe I have a 10th grader and that's happening. So let's settle in. Get comfortable, close your eyes for a moment. Let's take some deep breaths together in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And a long sigh out through the mouth. Check in with your body, do a quick scan from the top of your head. Are you holding tension in your forehead, your jaw, your face? Relax your eyebrows. Maybe a couple of neck rolls in one direction, and then switch, go in the other direction. Maybe some shoulder rolls back and then forward. Maybe a twist in your seat. And then move your legs around a bit. Roll your ankles, flex your toes. If you have your shoes off, you can kind of press the balls of your toes and the balls of your feet into the ground, and then maybe the tops of your toes. Stretch the front of your feet. Roll your ankles around, wiggle your toes. Just get comfortable, let it go. Whatever you were doing before, whatever your day has brought you, good, bad, or otherwise, set it aside. And let's use this time as a gift to ourselves, to be kind to ourselves, to be patient with ourselves, to have compassion on ourselves, and to make the most beautiful thing that we can with whatever is available to us in this moment. So we're going to have a very fun and a little bit challenging tile this evening. So trust the process, go with the flow. And if it doesn't work out this time, you can always try again right after this class or tomorrow or next week, whenever. So when you are ready, open your eyes and we'll begin. So I'm going to start with my pencil. So hopefully you all have some kind of circle in front of you. We are going to divide up our circle into some different sections. So first thing, we're going to go straight through the middle, middle-ish, it's all relative. Just straight down, divide your tile in half one way with your pencil. Okay, then I'm making that line then horizontal, and I'm going 90 degrees perpendicular straight through. So now I have 4 quadrants. Now I'm going to make it an X in front of me, and I'm going to divide again. Turn it the other way and divide again. Okay, so you should end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 pie pieces. All right. Now I'm going to take my pen. I'm not going to draw with it yet, but I'm going to, oh, and by the way, this is all from, I just grabbed a tutorial from online. The artist's name is Emiko Kaneko. She's a CZT, a certified Zentangle teacher. She is one of the most beautiful Zentangle artists out there. So this is one of her tutorials. She has lots. I think I've done some of hers with you before. She's so creative and she's just really great. So this all comes from her. I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. So she takes the metal like clip of the pen and she's using it as a guide, and she's making a little hash mark on each of the our pie lines that we did, just to give us some guidelines. And I wouldn't worry too much about it. It doesn't need to be exact, but it is a good tool to just kind of approximate where we want to go. Okay, so you've got little hash marks all the way around. And when you're done with your hash marks, you're going to make an orb around, connecting Okay, so you come out with a round-ish shape. Okay. I'm getting nervous that I'm not going to remember all the steps because this is very involved, but we'll see how it goes. If it's a total disaster, it's all my fault. We'll see. Okay, now I'm going to take my black pen, whatever kind of pen you have this evening. We're actually going to use it this time. We're going to draw with it. All right, so we're going to start. This is going to be a version of Bales, by the way, in the center of this orb that we just made, but with some very fun things going on. So we're going to start by just reiterating that up and down line only in the orb. And then I'm going to make one or two, let's see, I think two curved lines. So this one, the one to the right of the center one, is a little bit curved. And I'm not going all the way to the outside here, but I'm going to have another line that curves kind of like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the left. Gentle curve. And a gentle curve. So you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. The middle one is straight-ish, and the ones on either side curve a bit. Okay, then I'm going to, they were vertical when I drew them. Now I'm going to make them horizontal. And I'm going to go do the same thing in the other direction. So the middle line is straight-ish through the center. The one to the right has a curve. And the next one does as well. And then on the same thing on the other side. Okay. So already you can see it's kind of a beach ball. Those curves make it a bit three-dimensional. And now we're going to turn this center into the pattern Bales. She does this really cool thing. So typically we do, the way I learned to draw Bales, I'm just going to pick any place to start, is making these little seed shapes. But watch how she does it. She goes on one side and the other side. She like curves around and crisscrosses. I just thought that was really cool. You can do it either way. You could do one at a time, like this. Or you could do this kind of crisscrossing thing. So I'm going all the way down the verticals first, and then we will turn it and go the other way. You can't do it's harder to do the serpentine thing once you've already got some there, so we'll do it that the more traditional way. Okay, so once you've done them all in one direction, I like to turn my tile and go ahead and just catch all the others going in the other direction. Take another minute to get your bales in order. And then I'll show you what's going to happen inside each of those little square spaces. Okay, so I'm going to show you in one of these big ones. Okay, so we're going to basically do like little crescent moons in each corner. So just start by making a little curve there and then coloring in right in the corner. You're going to do that in all four corners inside your square shape. Okay, then you aura each one of those 2 times. Okay, and then you just squish a little orb right in the center. Okay, so every one of these little squares, square-ish things is going to get that pattern inside. So go at your own pace, whatever order you'd like to go in. This takes a little time. Just enjoy the process. Notice the meta pattern that's emerging. When you get to the edges, you just do whatever you think you might see. So you don't have to try to smush it all in. It might just be pieces of the pattern, and that's okay.
Should we go zhuzh in the space around the orb?
Yes, actually. And you can, if you wanted to do it with your brown, you could color in the background. If you already did it with black, that's fine too.
No, I
Um,
haven't done it, but I have to say, and they certainly, mine did not come out as evenly as yours did.
well, mine are not even either. It's just you'll see the overall effect is it won't matter. Yeah. So if you feel inspired to, you could take your brown and color in the little interstices that are left behind the orb. Actually, don't have a ton of room, but okay. So that is Bales in the center here. Now we're going to move on to what's happening on the outside all around here.
Okay, 1 minute, 2 minutes.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, well, but you know, it's a rinse and repeat. You know what happens in the center. So if you need to come back to it, you can. So I'm going to continue with my black. And I'm going to make another one of those rice green shapes around each of those spokes that's coming out from the top. And they're about the length of the pen nib. Let's see, about as tall as that silver piece of the cap, maybe a little bit taller, just if you want a point of reference. This is going to turn into a pattern called way bop, by the way, if you are familiar with way bop. Okay, so we've got this now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to connect two at a time, curving around like this. So I'm going to start that takeoff and land idea and come down there. Okay, I'm going to go to the next two. Okay, turn and go to the next one. Okay, so you should end up with something like that. And then You're going to start with an aura that comes up one side. Give yourself a nice, generous aura. I found this out the hard way, trying to squeeze things in. So give yourself some room, and it's going to come up to a point, almost to the edge, and then curve back around. What do I mean? Here we go. Okay, so we're going to get something like that. Going to go to the next one, same thing, all the way around. So once you've done that, these are the ones that are in front. Now we're going to make another set that go behind. So remember when we first connected these two, like the telephone kind of a thing, now we're going to connect these two, but we just have to remember to draw behind. So I'm just going to imagine where it's going, like that. I'm going to turn my tile, do the same thing. Imagine where it's coming behind, like that. Okay, and then that same kind of aura that we're doing that comes up, but we have to just draw behind and then come to a point and come around. So just like I just drew it in the air, you're gonna maybe do the same thing just to get yourself set, but here's what it looks like. Pick up my pen, draw behind. Pick up my pen, draw behind, and back down. Okay, so it's just like the ones that are on top, but it just happens to slip right underneath. Take your time with this. All right, so you should end up with something like that. right, now I'm going to cap my black pen and I'm going to pick up my brown pen. If you only have black, just keep going with the black. Totally fine. If you have a different color micron that you want to try out, have fun with that too. So this is fine if you stay with black or if you choose an accent color. So we're going to do some aura-ing. I'm going to start focusing in on the ones that we drew first, the ones that are on top. And I'm going to aura around the outside, but now I have to draw behind the one that goes underneath. So I'm going to go all the way around the outside, stopping when I need to draw behind, coming down. Okay, then I'm going to do the inside. So I'm going to start here, a little aura there, then around the inside like that. Okay, so we did the aura all the way around the outside, breaking to draw behind those other rings that are there, and then around this inside piece here, same thing. And now we're going to go inside this shape with an aura as well. On that side, and then around this piece here as well. Okay, so it looks like that. And we're going to do that on all, we're going to start with all the ones that are on top first. So I'm turning my tile, going to the next one. Turn your tile as you go. Find the next one that's on top. Okay, and once you've done all of the ones that are on top, you're gonna just do the same thing for the ones that fall underneath, just lifting your pen and drawing behind what's already there. Check in with yourself. Are you clenching your pen? Are you hunching your shoulders? Are you biting your lip? If you're doing any of those things, stop it. Relax. Remember to breathe. Sorry, just texting with my son's clarinet teacher who's stuck in traffic. Okay. So that already looks pretty great. I can already tell we're going to run out of time, but we'll do the best we can. We'll simplify a little bit. Okay, next thing we're going to do. So now we've got this inside of the aura that we just made. I'm still with my brown pen, my contrasting pen, or maybe you're using your black pen. And we're going to put a whole bunch of orbs in this interior aura. So I'm going to start in the center with a nice big oval shaped one that kind of goes like that. And again, I'm starting with one that's on top. You could start anywhere, but just easier and clearer. Okay, and then I'm going to the right side and they're all these subsequent orbs are gonna tuck underneath. all the way down. And you can color in the interstices. Okay, and then you go all the way down the left side, same thing. Okay, so let's go around and do all the ones that are on top first. They're all going to get the same treatment though, so if you just want to go in order around, you can.
Oh, Micah, we're starting with the ones that were on top, essentially.
Yes, but it really doesn't matter. We're going to do the same thing to all of them, but yes. And I hope you're noticing that all of what we're doing tonight is just building on our foundation that we've been working on all year. You know, you see echoes of crescent moon. We see, you know, these orbs that nestle in to one another. We've been doing that in so much of our work, all of this aura-ing. So all of these fundamental pieces can combine in infinite ways and however intricate and complicated you want to make it, but all of the basics are there. And I hope that it feels good knowing that you know how to make these kinds of things, because when you break it down, they're really simple strokes, one thing at a time. So once you've gone around and done the ones that are on top, we're going to do the same thing with our same pen to the ones that are falling underneath. And just make those orbs kind of tuck underneath. Okay, got something like that. You can color in these little rice grains that are left here.
What are you coloring them in with?
The brown. I'm just going back in and touching up any place that needs a little bit more love, a little bit more ink. Okay, so if you have a white jelly roll, let's use it now. You could use your contrasting pen, you could use your black, or you could just, kind of leave it alone. But I'm going to go with the white. And in these little spaces here, I'm going to make a little crescent moon, little ladybug and an aura. And then divide up the space like so. So I'm going to do that all the way around. So you can try this with your black pen if you don't have a jelly roll. It probably will also work. So I'm getting 3 lines in between, but you might have more or less. Probably not less. Maybe more. And then we're just going to round the tops. I'm just sort of making a curve and coloring in a bit so that they end up looking like petals. Like that. So it helps maybe to make the arch first. And if you go over your other pen lines, you can, once it dries, you can go back and clean it up again. Okay, so got something like that. If you want to just go back with your brown or whatever you were using before and go back over if you lost some of your line there from the white. If you're using the white, if you're using the black, you probably don't have this problem. Okay, so you got something like that. So let's go to a little shading, and then if we have time at the end, we'll come back and add one more thing. So I'm going to put my pen down and pick up my regular pencil. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure that Jonah knows his teacher is here for his lesson. Jonah? Okay. Okay, so let's start by putting a little bit of graphite in each of the corners of those bales rice grains. Okay, add a little there, and then a nice generous layer all the way around this outside edge of this ball of bales. Really going to make it very roundy. Okay, so once you feel like you have what you need there, let's go in with the tortillon and blend that. If you forgot some like I did, you just kind of can just sort of share with what's around. Forgot a lot of them actually. Okay, and then okay, so that makes it really three-dimensional. If you are working on a surface other than white, you can take your chalk pencil and go in and add some highlights. So you can do it on the, I like to start in the center because that would be the top, the part that catches the most light. And I'm kind of adding it on these bale, rice bale pieces. I'm adding some white to the orbs. If you were working on a white tile, this won't have the same effect, but you can give it a try. I'm doing the most shading in the center. And then a little bit gentler as I get towards the outer edges. Just little bits here and there as I move away from the center. Okay, that looks pretty cool. All right, let's shade the orbs that are in here. So really simple. I'm just going to put a layer that goes along the top part here. And then along the bottom here. So you don't have to worry about shading each individual orb. Once we blend it all in, it'll seem like it's all shaded individually. Okay, we're gonna do the in fronts and the behinds all the same way, except you just, remember to draw behind with your shading just like you do with the ink. I'm being pretty heavy-handed with the graphite. Okay, once you've got all your graphite down, you can go ahead and blend with your tortillon.
Like, I got behind. Did you put the white chalk pencil on the auras of the crescent moons also in the center?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, and then if you're on a colored tile, you can add some white highlights to your orbs here. You don't even really have to do them individually. I'm just kind of putting a stripe of the white chalk pencil down the middle. So we get something like that. So I want to show you something that I have never seen in a Zentangle before. And my apologies if you didn't use the white jelly roll, but you should try this. If you need a tan tile, let me know and I'll get you one. So it in with these white areas that we created these petal shapes before. This Zentangle artist, she went in and she just put a little bit of graphite pencil in the tops and then here. And I'm just going to show you it's I don't know, it's like lace all of a sudden. The look of it was just so cool. Um, I've not seen that done before, so it's really fun to play with the white pen that then gets shaded. So the only other thing that I would have us do, and then we got through most of it, is just like we did with the white jelly roll in this area, we can do in these spaces here too. So same idea, and maybe you want to do this, maybe you don't. The little crescent moon with an aura, and then all the way to the edge there, two little auras, and then that same kind of just radiating lines that come out, and then the petal shapes that we did. And then we would shade them the same way with the graphite, or maybe you leave them alone. And maybe if you only have one pen, you could try this all in pencil. That might have a nice effect too. So lots of different options, or a different color pen. But again, it's the same figure, really pretty simple. But the result is quite striking. So we just have a few minutes left before it's time to wrap up. So give your tile the love that it needs. If you're using the white pen, you might need to go back over some of your other colored lines. To sharpen them up again. Okay, if we want to do that cool little shading with the white, we can do it like so. All right, so where, there we go. All right, so we should have something like this. If you have any room at all left, find some place to put your chop, your initials. I don't have a lot of space. Let's see. Where are we going to go? Let's see. I'm going to put a tiny little M right in here. All right, I'm going to turn my tile over. I'm going to put my name. I'm going to attribute inspiration by Emiko Kaneko. Thank you, Emiko. And today is what is today's date? The 16th. And we did Zentangle with Temple Sinai. All right, I want to do,
Can you turn that back over so I can write down the person's name?
yes, Emiko Kaneko. I don't have no idea if I'm saying that right, but so, and here's my
Wait, Micah, turn it back over. What's her last name?
Kaneko.
Kaneko.
Neko. Yep. So I'm going to put mine on gallery so I can see everyone's.
Not quite done here.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. Oh, wow. That came out great. Misha, did you use like a pink in the background?
Yeah, I used an orange because my white jelly rolls weren't working quite
I
well.
love it. It looks great. Really
Thank you.
good. Oh, Amy, you did some green. Amy
Oops.
Pollard, love it. Oh, I love these. They came out beautifully. This was hard. This was a high focus.
Not done yet.
Not done yet. They're
The
great.
white jelly roll
I-
didn't show up on the gray.
Well, not so much. It's subtle. It does show up a little bit. And when it dries,
I
it
used
pops.
I used the gold.
Yeah, good.
Gold is great, yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, thank you for an amazing year of tangling together. Our classes are done for the season, but I hope that you continue to do lots of Zentangle over the summer. And if you need anything, please just come see me. I have a whole bunch of stuff in my office always. So keep on tangling, enjoy, and I will see you soon.
Thank you,
Thank you
Cantor.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Great
you.
time.
Thank
Bye,
you so
everybody.
much. This was great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Bye.
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 Like this little white jelly roll design on here on the edge is I know
It's
I'm already
phenomenal.
addicted. It's going to be on all of my tangles
Is
for the
it, it's
next I
like
don't know how
mind
long.
blowing. I mean, I never thought to do that, and it's magical. It's like lace.
It's
Yes.
like lace.
Yeah,
I
it
love,
was
love, love, love it.
Gorgeous. Thank you.
yeah, this artist, go check her out. She's just incredible. It was amazing. Yeah, I learned
Bye,
something
everyone.
new.
Thanks.
Yeah, have fun with it. Enjoy. Night, everybody.
Right.